How do? Fancy a bit of this? Oh, no, no, I don't like that. I don't like that. Hi, I'm Chris. Welcome to King Bespoke Creations, and it's carving day. Hooray! So we put this all together in the last video. So today we're going to be carving into these sections around here. I still haven't made my mind up yet about what to do around this section, whether I'm going to use pyrography or carve a rose stem through here with possibly a few little buds and things in. But certainly up the top here, we are carving a rose into this section, and this slightly elevated part here, I decided to leave that proud quite specifically because that'll have a nice big leaf or something like that on there. Right. Well, the other thing we need to do is put a tailpiece on the bottom because the strings have to attach to something. So I'll tell you what. Let's just quickly knock one of those up. Well, there we go. If only everything in life could be made that quickly, eh? So that's the tailpiece on there now, which when the bridge goes on like that, looks rather lovely, doesn't it? Technically, we could probably string that up now, but I'm not going to just yet. It's very, very tempting. But it's time to get the carving chisels out again, and let's see what we can do with these edge pieces. And we've been trying to decide, do I carve around here or do I pyrographerize? I'm sure that's a word. Do I do that around here? What I haven't really considered is carving even an option at this point, because trying to clamp this down, especially on its side, could be quite a tricky little thing. So let me grab a chisel first and we'll do a little test piece down here and see what happens. I have a chisel, and it is a sharp chisel. I'm not even going to use the mallet at first. Let's just see. Well, I can do that. Supporting this against my body and little finger on here, so I've still got multiple contact points on the chisel. It's not too bad up here, where I'm kind of running with the grains. As soon as it starts getting a bit steeper, oh no, 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 I don't like that. I don't like that. Right, okay, so I don't think chiseling's going to be an option here. Not to take the wood down flat, and I don't particularly think for carving into either. Pushing the chisel through, like I say, it cuts where the grain's running that way, but as soon as you start tilting, you're fighting the grains. It's not nice. I don't even want to attempt tapping it with a mallet for fear of everything just splitting and damaging the guitar. So I want to introduce you to an old friend of mine. This is an old friend of mine. Before I got into hand tools, I used this machine an awful lot. It's a finger sander. So it's got this tiny little spell up here, which works in the same way as a belt sander, but much narrower. You can take off quite big chunks with this, but you can also do some really fine detailed work with one of these as well. I've made quite a lot of ornamental rocking horses, and they were all done with one of these finger sanders, getting in, shaping it all the way around, getting into the little nooks and crannies. I'm definitely going to carve on here, because on the back of here I can clamp the guitar face down, and that's going to be a fairly substantial hold, and I'm not too worried about that. But up here it's just not nice, so here we go. And this is why I don't like power tools anymore. Well, not fun, but ruthlessly efficient. You can see that smoothed that off very nicely, and also how you can start to shape things with that as well. It gets a really nice curve into that area there, just leaving a space to do something fancy with that section. Now, what's really important, because that's Iroko wood, after all that dust, it's really important that I go and get a shower now. The dust from that stuff is allergenic, so you'll wake up in the morning bright red, itchy, not nice at all. So if you're using Iroko and you're creating dust with it, make sure when you've finished your big chunk, go and have a shower and get changed. Well, good morning. The dust has settled and been vacuumed up, so let's get some chisels out. So that's got our basic shape, which feels really nice around there as well. Now we start putting the details in, the rose petals. Well, I'm not happy. I don't think it looks very good at all. So let's wipe that off and start again. That's better. Okay, let's see if we can do something a little bit better this time. That looks a bit more like a rose. The only issue now that we've marked off where those petals go, is if we actually look at it sideways on, it's perfectly flat that way, which isn't how roses work, is it? So all I'm going to do now is I'm just going to work around these edge petals here and just lower them down a little bit to create a little bit of, well, a little bit more 3D effect on it. Do you know, I forget how useful this thing is. It's like a mini chainsaw. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to get your hands on one. There we go. Rows carved. Leaves put onto the edge, which will then flow into pyrography. And the detail on the leaves, I'm going to burn the details in as well. Before we get the burner out to draw all the way around the edge, it needs a thorough sanding, pretty much to final grade, and then burn on the top of that. Ready with the pyrography station. Here's the guitar sanded down. Just about see pencil lines going around the edge. Time to get burning. Well, that works for me. So lovely carve on the back, and then that pyrography working all the way around up to where the jack socket's going to go in. So I've stopped there, so almost like the jack lead's coming in and continuing around. Almost. What else do we need to do on this? Well, obviously it needs some finish on it, which will make all of that really pop. It'll look fantastic when it's under finish. I'm just going to use some Danish oil on here. We also need to put the pickups in, and that's what the next video is going to be. So we're going to have the controls in the control plate under here. I'm going to put a humbucker on, which needs me to make a surround for that as well. And then we can string it all together and plug it in and see what it sounds like. Exciting times. Well, if you like carving on your guitars, make sure you subscribe to this channel, because there's lots of it coming up with the Great Guitar Build Off 21. Go and check out last year's playlist as well. I'm sure that'll keep you entertained. Until then, go and sharpen your tools, and I'll see you soon. God bless.